Okay. Just seeing. So far I've got 76. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. Today, I have Anne Armstrong with me, and she's going to talk about laughter and learning, learning and laughter. Anne is one of MENA moderator, and many of you maybe have met her during Speaking Club or on the WhatsApp group. Today, she is doing the revision session for the primary topics, but she is going to add some fun to it. So enjoy.
Hi,
And I'm Rania.
thank you so much, Rania. Hey, everybody, can you just check that you can write in the chat, please? Can somebody write a message, like say, hi, I am and I'm from. Oh, okay. So I see the MENA moderator. What about the rest of you? Some of the people who have just joined us. I want to check to make sure that you can write in the chat. Q&A. Oh, I see Q&A. You're writing in the Q&A. Okay. Hi, everyone. I see you in the Q&A. Hi, Abdul Salam and Sarah and Khalid and Nabila and so many people. You can't write in the chat. Well, that's fine. We can use the Q&A session. Radia, can you see the Q&A session?
I can see the Q&A, but why aren't they able to write in the chat? Can you see the chat box? Do you have a chat box? That would be easier if you can write in it. Can you try?
Something to do with permissions. They haven't got the permissions to do it. Okay. Anyways, but for now, everybody, Rania will sort this out for me. But I'm just going to get started. Just write everything in the Q&A box. Pretend it's a chat, okay? And then we will get it sorted out in a bit. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining. And thank you, Rania, for introducing me. As Rania said, I'm one of the moderators for teaching primary. I'm based in Malaysia, and I've been very happy. Oh, now I see you guys writing in the chat. Okay, great.
I enable it.
Thank you so much, Fanny. I much prefer the chat to the Q&A session.
Yes.
Okay, everybody, great. I am going to be asking you to write things in the chat. So please keep your fingers hopping. Let's see how many people we have writing fast with fast fingers. That's so cool. We've got so many people coming from various parts of the Middle East and North Africa, Dubai, names that I recognize. It's wonderful to see you here, Morocco. Oh, it's just so wonderful to have so many of you. Lots and lots of people coming from Egypt. So very wonderful. Well, anyways, today, everybody, we're going to be talking about laughter and learning, learning and laughter. And I am presenting for the Teaching Primary group. And there are 5 of us keeping this group going. So there's myself, Rania Hanbakar, Iman Ajali, and Muhammad Bari. So you may see us in the WhatsApp groups supported by the British Council Egypt. So let's have let's give some thumbs up for these people. I would also like to recognize and thank members of the British Council community who are behind the scenes and who make all of this possible. So let's give a thumbs up. Let's give some claps to Doa Zakaria and Amira Goma. They organize us, basically. They organize the WhatsApp groups. And just before I start, I'm going to let you know, and I hope you have signed up for their webinars in this mini series for January come February. So Muhammad is going to discuss empowering teachers in the Empowering Teaching series, transforming challenges into opportunities in large classes. Something we've all faced and could be facing right now. And Nadia in Tech Talk is going to go beyond basics. So I'm very much looking forward to these mini webinars, and I hope that you are too. So I see lots and lots of messages. It's so wonderful. We've got people coming from Libya, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, lots of people coming from Egypt and so forth. It's wonderful. Qatar, KSA. So wonderful. Kurdistan, Iraq and Kurdistan. Thank you. Muscat? Ah, from all over the place. Bahrain, UAE, Pakistan. Wonderful. Great, great, great. It's wonderful to have so many of you here with us. And so let's just get started, everybody. So we are looking at laughter, laughter and learning, learning and laughter. Now, the idea of laughter and having fun in our classes may seem familiar to you if you've joined the primary teachers WhatsApp groups. So is it familiar to you? Can you just give me a thumbs up if you are familiar with this idea that we should have fun in our classes and that we should have laughter in our classes? Does anybody want to give me a thumbs up? Are you familiar with this? All you need to do is give me an emoji. Oh, I got a few thumbs up. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much, everyone. And today's, just very quickly, what do you expect from today's webinar? What do you think we're going to talk about? Is it going to be music, games, songs, or something different? Oh, so I'm sorry if you can't join the groups, but I'm glad that you're here. We got some games, learning with fun, gamification, methodologies, pedagogies, music, rapport, jokes. Yeah, well, some of it. So let's just move on. We are learning a method of learning. Yep. How to make learning fun. Well, I hope we talk about how we make learning fun. Well, we are going to talk about laughter and fun. Talk about the benefits. Like, talk about the benefits of actually laughing and having fun. So, looking at some of that. Very quickly brief through the use of songs and games, but mostly focusing on fun writing activities that I hope you will be able to use in your classes, even if you have large classes. So let's just move on. So have you told a joke recently? Let me see if I can move my slides. Maybe I should join Nadia's workshop. So very quickly, yes or no in the chat, please. Have you told a joke recently? I got lots of yeses. Actually, I have too. No. Okay. Maybe I'll be telling a few jokes through here. Maybe not too. You might not get my jokes. My husband does though. Okay, great. Yes, usually I'm bad at telling jokes. Yeah, my jokes are very situationally placed, so they don't always cross boundaries very well. And that is a thing we need to remember about humor. It's very cultural based. It's based within the cultures that we live. My jokes are not deliberate. My husband sometimes, yeah, they sound silly. Yeah. My students sometimes tell me jokes and I don't always get them, which is terribly embarrassing. Oh dear. Well, you need some laughter if you're feeling a bit short-tempered right now. Yeah, jokes can be a slippery slope in a large class. I totally agree with it. It's a language thing, it's a cultural thing, and so forth. But we do have this idea of laughter, and we can have laughter in our classes. You like the sense of humor from time to time. Cool. So anyways, everyone, so what do we mean by laughter? So can you complete this sentence? What is laughter? How would you define the word laughter? Laughter is, in the chat, please. Students like fun filled, it's contagious. Humor, yeah? It's an expression, it can be jokes, it's the best medicine. Actually, laughter does have a health component to it, yeah. Smiling hard. It could be making fun of something, it could be making fun of yourself too. It's therapeutic, roaring with laughter, yeah? We need to have a sense of humor. We need to see something funny, yeah. Oh, it's the best cure for pain. There's a very long one here. It's the sound that we make, yeah. Oh, I see a really long one. I really can't read that one. It's about being, let me come back. There's one here I want to read. It's more than just a sound. It's a signal that communicates a range of emotions: joy, amusement, happiness, even relief. Yeah. So the laughter is quite complicated, actually. Anybody else? Oh, there's 18 new messages. Oh my. We do things we remember if something is funny. That's an interesting statement. Yeah. Cool. Okay, well, this is what laughter is. This is from Wikipedia. So it's a bit dry for something that is so much fun. So in the Wikipedia definition, is something that is a pleasant physical notion. Oh, I've lost it again. So that may be a joke. It's very slapstick sort of humor. A pleasant physical reaction and emotion, consisting usually of rhythmical, usually audible sounds. I mean, sometimes it's a roaring laughter, sometimes it's just a and contractions, and it involves the contractions of the diaphragm and other parts of the respiratory system. So the diaphragm is the muscle below your lungs. So it involves the respiratory system, which of course includes our mouth, our tongues, etc., etc. And we've got some things about it that it's a cure for a bad mood. It promotes overall well-being. Yeah. And we've moved beyond the Wikipedia definition because there's a lot more to laughter than just that. But you've actually got this idea that it describes what we do when we laugh. But think about it. How does a good laugh make you feel? So when you laugh, how do you feel? You could do, I'm getting the answers now, so you're already jumping ahead of me. Perfect. We feel happy. It's a mood changer. Absolutely. It's a mood changer. It makes us feel healthy, energetic, relaxed. Elated. Oh, I love that word. Relief. Yeah, it can give us relief. We smile when we laugh. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, beautiful answers. Thank you so much, everyone. I think you all like laughing. So we are going to talk about laughter and learning, or learning and laughter. What are the,
Um,
oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. There was an interesting comment here, like if the lesson in the teacher could include, if the teacher could include some smile and laugh and jokes, students will understand more.
No. And I thank you so much, Rania, for pointing that out. And that's exactly where we're going. That this idea that laughter makes or enables our students to understand. Oh, I keep losing the slides today. This is really weird. We're going to think about this is some information coming from a psychologist, Dr. Lou Corzolina, and this is his website. And his blog was about education, humor in the classroom. And I want you to we're going to think about the cognitive effects of laughter, the emotional effects of laughter, and the psychological and the physiological effects of laughter. So let's start with cognitive, everybody. So cognitive is our ability to think, to reason. So how would laughter affect our ability to think and or reason? Do you want to get some ideas in the chat for me, please? How does it help us to think? Anybody? What are some of the benefits? You've got improves the quick thinking. Yeah, it does. It makes thinking easier. Yeah, that's a really interesting point. We connect things. It makes a positive attitude. It's motivationally, and it has relaxing. Good points. Makes you feel confident. So we're actually we're joining the cognitive effects together with the emotional effects. It changes the seriousness, but changing it from being super serious is actually beneficial to learning. Oh, easy relaxation helps us to relate to what we're doing. Makes our brain, I love this one. It makes our brains able to think freely. Cool. Memory and recall. Yeah. So you've got these. You've got these. It actually stimulates the brain enables us to, as you pointed out, it enables us to think, enables us to have more, think more in more complex ideas and think in the abstract form. So it does, it helps us if we're laughing, it helps us to do what we want our students to do. They want helps them to understand the things that they're learning in our English classes or in any subject, really. It enables us to keep our attention clearer. So we don't fall asleep, we don't become bored, we don't lose our attention. Improves our memory. We can understand more easily. So all of these things that we want our students to do. And look, laughter helps our students to be able to do all of these things. Increases our ability to understand difficult concepts. And now this is interesting. When we think, when we learn, we've got to build our knowledge on existing knowledge. There's a technical term for it called synapses. But if we think about a series, like a really, really complex spider web, and everything has got to be connected to something, and laughter helps our brain to do that. And it also makes us calmer. We've already got a lot of these things in the message, in the chat. Thank you. It empowers discussions. It teaches models. Yeah. So we can have funny situations that we're teaching from. Yep. Oh, this is so wonderful, everybody. It does actually increase social bonding. So the social aspects of it. Yes. So even from the thinking point of view, okay, something that is not serious actually helps our students to learn, helps us help our students, and helps us to learn too. So what about the emotional aspect? I mean, you've probably got a lot of this down in the chat already, and I've just missed it. Have I missed it, Rania?
There's a nice question here. When is the best time to tell a joke? Somebody's asking, and there was another comment in the chat that like laughter is gonna make the class into chaos. So that's one worry from a teacher if they use laughter.
Uh, um, I think well, when is the best time to tell a joke? I have no answer for that. I think we should be using laughter when it is appropriate. And if the joke is appropriate, then that's my view on it. This idea of chaos is, I think that's about learning, about being able to manage our classes, and that we obviously want to have, we don't want to have chaos in our classes, but we also have to have this idea of fun. And I hope that we can have kind of like have students able to laugh and have fun, but still have classroom management. And we can do this. We will have rules that we have agreed with our students. We will have expected behaviors. We may have signs to show us how to keep the noise level down. So, we may have quiet voices so that only your partner can hear you. And we can give signals for things like that too. So this is the idea that we, as I believe Mohammed will be doing, that we change the large classrooms become an opportunity. But you're right, we do need to have classroom management. But I've never had laughter becoming chaotic in my classrooms. I've had group work become chaotic, but not laughter per se. So, okay, some people have said they tell jokes at the beginning of the lesson. I mean, I have no answer for you. So I just think it should be whenever it's appropriate. But it's up to you and how you organize your classrooms. But what about the emotional benefits of laughter? I'm sure you've got it here. It's calm, it's encouraging, it activates learning. It needs to be purposeful. That's an interesting, that we need to have laughter for a purpose, maybe. Increases resilience. We've also had ideas that it makes us more energetic. And these are things that have come across in various comments. I've probably missed it. I'm so sorry, everybody. Sir Gada Hassan has suggested doing jokes at transitions or at the beginning of the class. Yeah, if it's appropriate and if it's something linked up with your topic, why not? But we have this idea that I mean, when we have laughter, it's like we are empowered. And I think for me, anyways, when we do this kind of empowerment, the students become responsible for their own learning. And if we have students who are feeling empowered, we want them to be responsible for their own learning so they don't have to be dependent on us. But so this is part of what laughter does, the emotional benefits. It improves people's self-esteem, makes them feel better about themselves, which is important. Restores hope. We've mentioned this a couple of times in the chat. So when people are feeling down, they actually feel, if we have some laughter, it reduces the stress, then we can face the next challenge. Boost energy. You've all mentioned that. It's an energy booster. Reduces anxiety, tension. Now, if we think back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we know that if we're worried and we don't feel safe, we can't learn. We have to be feeling safe before we can actually take that next step into learning. So there is a connection between multiple theories here that if we have laughter, it makes us less stressed, makes us feel safe. Therefore, we are able to learn. So we need to think about it in the bigger picture. And it can also reduce loneliness and stress. We've talked about stress quite a lot here. I'm sorry about that. But so sometimes people can feel lonely, even if you're in a crowd. And if we're laughing, you suddenly become part of that group. Have I missed anything? Let me just take a look down through here. It's motivational, children's memory, the cognitive part of it. Yes, thank you, Mustafa, for talking about that. Self-esteem, self-expression. Yeah, jokes are part of it. Stress reduction. Yeah, it actually does. It makes introverts, as you mentioned, we become less lonely. It actually may help reduce boredom of topics and having a bit of fun in our classes. Yeah. This is an interesting comment from Mohammed Junaidi. Emotions play a crucial role in guiding our behaviors and decision making. Yeah. And so laughter is one of the emotions that we should have. Helps students to become to return to concentration, to get their concentration back. Yeah. So these are really good points. But you
Yeah,
know what?
and also, sorry, sorry,
Go
and
ahead.
there's another one which it creates a harmonious and friendly atmosphere that enables weak learners to follow with confidence, since everyone likes laughter.
Yeah.
So it
And
builds the community.
it does. I've missed that. Thank you so much, Rania. Yeah, and it's this sense of empowerment. Since learners who are less able, who are struggling, um, become more confident. As Rania has pointed out, and as you've pointed out in the chat, we become part of the community. We're not isolated anymore, and laughter helps us to do that. Let's see now. Yeah. And when I was learning Malay, the teacher used to use jokes to see how well we were speaking Malay. So if we got her jokes, then she figured she was successful. Anyways, so there are also some physical benefits. It makes them feel safe. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. This on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's got this idea of safety. And there's also some physical benefits of laughter. So the physiological, so the things that benefit our body. Remember, as a person, we are made up of emotions, our intelligence, and also the physical side. We're all one person. I got this idea. So what are the benefits? I got this thing to be more active. I wonder which part. Playing games, sports. Yeah. But what about laughing itself? Are there any physiological benefits, physical benefits? Will there be a replay? I don't think I'm going to answer that question yet. Here we are. This is going to sound a bit weird, and when I was looking at how preparation and thinking about laughter, it's actually exercises our respiratory system, our respiration system. Because when we laugh, we use our diaphragm and we use our lungs, and we exercise it. So it's really good exercise. Mental functioning. We've talked about mental cognitive abilities. Laughter helps with that. The stress hormone becomes less. It strengthens the immune system and improves circulation. So it's got linking up with the heart. Delays the. That's a very interesting. I'm not going to. Somebody's joking. They made a joke. Delays the appearance of wrinkles. I don't know, but that would be a nice one if it does. Cardio. Yep. I see that we're actually making jokes right here. Amir Alawadana has said it delays the appearance of wrinkles. So thank you for making the joke and, of course, making us laugh. So body language can be integrated here too. Yeah. So the openness of body language. What else do we have here? It's cardio strength. It's anti-aging, keeps you young. So there's lots and lots of physiological benefits of laughing. So now we are going to move on. So this is actually about language teaching. But what I was doing was setting the scene for thinking about these are the reasons why I think, anyways, and I hope you agree with me, why we should be having laughter in our classes. But we need to consider how we can put laughter into learning. Everybody's laughing about this. So how do we put laughter into learning? How have you put laughter into your classes? Just write down some ideas in the chat, please, everyone. How do you get some fun into your classes? What do you do? Yep, positive environment. We use games, yeah. And if you've been in the primary WhatsApp groups or the secondary WhatsApp groups or the teacher education WhatsApp groups, writing, secondary, and speaking, we've talked a lot about games and songs, group work, having friends, storytelling, competitions, games, yeah. Comics, yeah. I like reading comics. Even now, I love comics. Role plays, humorous icebreakers, singing, dressing up, tongue twisters. Oh yeah, for sure. Games, jokes, riddles. Yep. Teaching aids that are fun, that have a sense of humor to them. Total physical response. Absolutely. Songs like, yep, touch your toes. Funny songs, funny rhymes. Yeah. Riddles. Yeah. So we use a lot of these things, personal stories, laughter yoga. Well, I've never done laughter yoga before. Maybe I'm going to have to look that one up. Wow. Sharing our own stories. I mean, we've all been embarrassed at some point in time, so we can share our embarrassing stories and get our students to laugh with us. Bingo can be fun. Yep. Yep. Changing how we talk, moving dialectical variations when we're speaking English. I used to do that in class. Jumping for joy, absolutely. But, oops, Rania is back. Have I missed one, Rania?
There's an interesting comment from Marwa. She's saying, as a teacher, I've tried it myself, and it was a speaking session, and many of the students couldn't express themselves freely. When she raised a funny topic, and all of them started to laugh and speak, so many students were eager to participate. She was impressed as a teacher.
And there we go. Humor has truly helped your students to become more willing, more able, more fluent in language. But so we've actually talked a lot about games and songs here. And we probably have students laughing during their free time. But what about reading and writing classes? We use puns and wordplay. So if you say to your students, today, everybody, we're going to read about, or today we're going to write a paragraph, what do your students do? How do they react to this idea of having a writing story? Oh, no, Sarah says they go, no, and she's got so many O's. You're making a joke again, Sarah, thank you. Too many O's, lots of O's, N-O-O-O-O, yeah? They do not like writing at all. Okay, we've got emojis with the tongues being stuck out, going, they really don't want to do it. Yeah. They want to do other things. That's not the class they want. Ha ha. Thank you, Rogine. Lack of motivation. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And so what we're going to look at in this session, everybody, in the last 20 minutes or so, feel bored, is how we can put fun into writing. And you're responding in the way that I thought you might be responding, that many of our students dislike writing classes. I mean, it does require a bit of effort, but so does all learning. So we're going to look at a couple of ways, 3 ways actually, that we can put fun into writing classes. So we're going to move from games and songs into writing classes. There we go. So we're going to look at laughter in writing classes. So have you ever had any laughter in your writing classes? Have you had students say, yes, teacher, that was a fun writing class? I got a few people saying yes. Start with starting last sounds, short stories, using technology, painting pictures. So using pre-writing discussions have been fun. Images, pictures, poems, anything visual, yeah. Yeah, poems can be quite fun to write because we don't have to be grammatically correct with them. Images, yeah. When you were teaching punctuation marks, well, that's interesting. Acoustic poems, yeah, they're always fun. Short stories with a drawing, so you're combining art and drawing, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, these are the things that I wrote down, so I can't add your wonderful ideas here yet. So writing songs, writing comics, oh yeah, absolutely. Let's eat children? Oh no, I bet your children thought that was funny. I think that comes from a, who's the writer now? Yes, haiku poems, yeah. Haiku poems can be fun, as can cinquain poems. Writing a letter to the future. So we've had students have enjoyed these ideas, yes. Journal writing, thank you. You've got lots of ideas down here, way more than what I wrote here. So I talked about group and pair writing. So normally we think of writing as being, we do it on our own, but we can actually do it together. Writing games, there are writing games that we can use. We can do fun types of writing, and you mentioned so many fun types of writing. We can do writing that receives replies. So maybe taking on roles, maybe actually being themselves. And we can do very short pieces of writing. Students of what age, please? Well, whatever, it depends on where your students are. So I'm going to start with one type of writing. There we go. Okay. And this is something which I mean, I actually use it in various forms in my classes. It's something called circle writing. Now, sometimes you may see it called a merry-go-round or a carousel. A merry-go-round's, of course, a funfair pieces of equipment where people get on little horses and they go up and down, up and down. It's like a carousel. Round robins means something similar. I call it a circle writing because we kind of go around in a circle in it. There are so many different ways that we can do circle writing. And in this example, the students are continuing the story that they get to read. So it's not like you're folding over the piece of paper in this circle writing activity. And perhaps it's a gamification of writing, but it's also getting the students to think about what was the first sentence, what's going to come next. I'm doing them with circling, introducing themselves. Jigsaw puzzles do wonders. Cartoon writing, absolutely. So in this circle writing activity, well, first of all, we have hardly any preparation. All we really need is a piece of paper. And of course, we need to know what our students are learning, what they're interested in, what topics they've done. So it's based within the context that we are teaching. And we can use it to review vocabulary, to review grammar, whatever you want to use this. And these are the instructions. So basically, in this circle writing activity, we simply give the students a piece of paper. That's it, a piece of paper. And they write, you can have a student writing about a topic. Okay, so you can choose as a teacher, you choose the topic, and then they write the first sentence. And then we pass the piece of paper to the person next to them. Now, depending on how you've set your classroom up, they may be passing it behind them. They may be passing it to the right, to the left, forward. And the person B who gets it, they continue the story. Yeah, it's like a chain play, yeah. You can call it chain stories too, I suppose, yeah. Then this will happen about 6 or 7 rounds. So we just keep passing the paper around. I pass it, I get another one, and it goes around in a circle. So it's never ending. Yep, you can do it with a computer too. And then once we've got it, we have to share the story somehow. And when we share the stories, we can just get the students to read the story in their groups. You could read the stories as a teacher. You could do a gallery walk where you put the stories up on the wall and then students go around and actually read the stories. So this is a very simple activity, but we can extend it even more. And this is a sample that I wrote using a computer. So this is a circle writing activity. And you can see that we've had 6 people write it because we've got 6 different ways of writing. And this, my theme that I gave to the students was holidays. When I went to the mountains with my family during the holidays. We do lots of interesting things like climbing. It was an easy climb, but I slipped down the mountain. I fell into a river, or I fall into a river. My father was very worried, but I want to go back. It was the best holiday. So, but can you see anything wrong? Can you see anything that we should be correcting from our students? Can anybody see, could we use this as an editing exercise too? Yeah, thank you, Sarah. There are some tense issues. Rania, you have a comment.
No, actually, I know I just didn't want to interrupt, but before everyone, just if you missed that, Anne, everyone loved your ideas and they're saying lovely, creative, interesting, amazing, perfect. Wow, thank you. So they really loved all the ideas that you presented before and now.
And I'm still thinking about how we can extend it. So we could actually then do a little bit of editing. I mean, it's really important for our students to be able to edit their own writing. I mean, we have to do it in like immediately in tests and exams, of course, but it is a life skill that they will need when they go out into the world, either as in the business world or wherever they end up in. They will need the ability to write. So we could actually do some editing here. Yeah, thank you, Ali. You're there. So we can fix the grammar up. Can you guys find the grammar mistakes in this? Okay, I've got climbing, worry. Yep. Any other ones? We got some tense errors. Spell, yeah. And we've got punctuation. I think punctuation can be a problem sometimes for our learners. Is that correct, Rania?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And here's also a question for you, Anne. How can circle writing be adapted to be done online? Isra is asking.
well, I mean, how can we do it online? What would I do? I've only ever actually done it in the face-to-face class, actually.
Somebody said Padlet on a Padlet.
You could use Padlet. Yep, that would work if you have access to it. You could probably use Google Documents where people just move, or and another way to do it would be to use the Google Slides use the Google Slides not in presentation mode, but in editing mode, and get the students to write on the different slides. So that's also another way of doing it. So you have, say, you've got 30 students in your class, you've got 30 slides, and they just keep moving down from slide 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 and back up again. And then you have the slides in editing mode, which means that you as the teacher can bop around. So I've actually had students when I was doing COVID and I was teaching writing, I had students chasing me on the Google Slides because they wanted me to come and see what they had been writing, and they were following me. And everybody was laughing in real time. They were sending me ha ha ha. So they were actually making a joke because I didn't see the student following me. So yeah, so that would work too. So Padlet, Google Slides, not in presentation mode, in editing mode, having a slide for each one. So yeah, those are some of the things. So this is one. So this is another version of circle writing. And this is a question circle writing. Yeah, we can do that too using Jolly Phonetics. Thank you, Sumaya. Yeah. So you guys are just, it's like he fell inside a small river. Yeah. So a small river is a better way for a small river, which your students may not know, stream. Yeah, but that's a very difficult word, which our students might not know. So yes, so we can also do, this is another circle writing activity, and this is about questioning. And again, all that we need is a piece of paper. But in this time, and if you're worried about having students having classes that are a bit noisy or a bit chaotic, we'll have to make sure we have ways and means of keeping our students quiet. But on the walls or on the bulletin boards, you use blue tack or whatever you're allowed to use in your school walls. And then on here, you write a theme or a topic. So the students walk around the room and they write one question. So for example, this page might be homes, the next page might be playground, another one might be school, and so forth. And so they walk around and they write one question. So, but they're not allowed to repeat the question. Okay, you can't repeat the question. So if if it's about homes and your friend says, what color is your house? You can't repeat the question. And then the students use the questions to organize their writing. And this is an example of what it might look like. Oops, I've gone backwards again. Oh my goodness me. Oh yeah, my slides are acting up. They're making fun of me. They're having a bit of a joke on me, I think. So anyway, so this is an example of topics with homes. And these are the questions that the students wrote on the board or on their piece of paper. And it said, what type of home is it? What color is it? I think they meant the color of the walls outside, or maybe the walls inside, I don't know. Does it have a yard or a garden? I mean, I've written down the word yard here, but you students might actually have written down the word garden, which is an easier word. It's lower in the K list. And then once you've got the questions, the students will have to use these questions to write. So for this one, you may have something, I lived in a house, okay? It is gray, the walls outside are gray. So I live in a gray house, perhaps. It has a small yard or it has a small garden. And that's it. So the more questions you have, the longer the piece of writing would be. And so anyway, so it actually connects, it can be used to connect whatever topic you're teaching, whatever grammar you're teaching, and so forth. Now, I know that with large classes, having 50 students walking around the classroom would be quite difficult. So we can do it in a number of ways. We can pass the paper back, or instead of having everybody out walking, you can get students from specific rows to go. So students perhaps maybe the row beside the window. Okay, can you guys walk around and have them go to different parts of the room and give them, I don't know, 2 minutes or so. Meanwhile, once they're back in their seats, then the next row can go. And then the next row can go. And that way we can actually, in that way, we can actually control the number of students who are walking about. Anyway, so that's one way of doing it. There's also ways that we can then do the editing of their own writing when they're doing this kind of thing and extending it to presentations, to perhaps drawing and so forth. Yes, absolutely. You can work in groups to do the writing too. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, we could actually do the writing in groups or in pairs. Yep. I'm going to say in big classes, we can have more than one topic. Absolutely. Homes, pets, gardens, schools, sports, famous historical sites, favorite cities. Yep. And this actually meets all learning preferences too. We can have students who prefer to work on their own restaurants. Absolutely. Food. Everybody likes talking about food. And so if we work in groups, you could have one person in each group being the walker. You can actually label the students. You've got 4 people in your group. Person A goes out first, person B goes out second, and so forth. So it's how you organize and how you take the opportunities, as Mohammed's going to talk about later, how we can actually take our large classes and turn the large class into wonderful opportunities. So this is another way, this is another type of circle writing, and all that you need is paper, your own creativity, and the students. Yes, Rania, you've got something else you want to say.
There is another question about the question circle. Do they, from Amr, do they have to insist on correcting the structure of the student?
No, I mean, to me, I think we have to be careful how we actually correct the structure of the students. I mean, they may self-correct too. But you have to think about what it is you want to correct. What is the objective of the activity? Is it, if you're looking at question words, then we'd have to make sure the question words are correct. If we're looking at the present tense, then we have to make sure that this is correct. Yeah, so you have to base it on what your objectives are. We've actually got a comment about changing this as a flipped classroom. Yes, if you have the technology available, your students are able to do this. You could actually get them to think about the topics, and then you could surprise them. Guided writing. You do have to think about the behavior of your students, but remember, sometimes we have behavior issues because the students are bored and not engaged. So behavior issues do go with that. And I have one last one for you, is postcards. I know that this may say we don't send postcards anymore. We can get them to edit and revise sheets to check. Yeah, you can do that for homework. Absolutely. You can do it as a competition if you want. But we also have postcards. I've actually got some samples of postcards here. So this is one of the, this is a butterfly that we've had in Malaysia. It was actually a birdwing, the Raja birdwing. And on the back is a real postcard. And we have another postcard. This is a painting of a very famous mountain, oops, upside down, of a very famous mountain. Again, lots of space to write in. So, but, we do still send postcards. You can get postcards from tourist attractions. And even though it seems to be a bit old-fashioned, the pictures on the front could actually get students thinking. And of course, with a postcard, we don't have to write very much. It's a very short form of writing. So we can use postcards, and we can get the students to write postcards. Now, I have actually brought in a few postcards that are real postcards that we've got from tourist areas. We can use them, we can print them out, or we could get the students to create their own. So they have their own drawing. They have a spot. Whoops, I've lost it again. My slides are really making fun of me today, aren't they? And we could actually get them to write out a little bit, a spot for the address, maybe a little bit about the postcard, and then a note that they want to send to their friends. We did the writing competition too, and our postcards about Ramadan. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. You're just re-emphasizing that this is an activity that we can do, and that you can use any topic. I've used the natural world of Malaysia because that's what the postcards are that I have here. You choose your theme. It could be Ramadan, it could be sports, it could be historical buildings, it could be holidays, it could be anything. The ideas are limited to your creativity. But to make it real, we need to send the postcards. Now, and this is where it becomes quite interesting, because this is where we actually have people reading what we write. And this is what writing is all about. It's the interaction. We could write the postcards in groups or pairs too, to get more interaction. You've got two friends have gone on holiday. This is what they're writing. This is what they saw. And then they could give it to another friend. And then, so the postcards, you actually, I mean, we'd have to probably check to make sure the grammar is okay, or check what we're teaching anyways. Maybe not everything, because I'm sure we've all sent postcards to somebody who's not, and the postcard has not been grammatically correct, but they still understand it. And then we can actually send, in quotation marks, the postcard to our friend if we're writing to a friend in our classroom. So they could deliver the postcard. And this adds an element of authenticity to the activity. It adds an element of fun and, of course, laughter. I mean, if we want to be careful, as somebody's mentioned the idea of having the classes being too noisy, we could do it at the end of class and they take their postcards and leave the classroom when they go for lunchtime or break time. Yeah, and Sadika said you can put them on the wall, write their names, students send it to each other and send positive messages. Yes. It can be greetings. All sorts of things. Yes. Okay. Now, we're actually coming close to the end, and I mean, I've enjoyed reading your comments immensely. I just wonder, so which idea are you going to use in your classroom, and how will you adapt it? How will you change it for your own situation? Are you going to use any of these ideas? Circle writing. Okay, thank
Sorry.
you.
There's a nice idea that someone, sorry, I missed the name, but they actually collected the postcards and made a video of the postcards and sent it to everyone, for the students. So I think that's a great idea.
That's so lovely. Yeah, yeah. I didn't think of doing that. I'm being more physical and more here and now, but that's a lovely idea. Thank you, Rania, for highlighting it. So we've got some wonderful things. Are you going to have to change the activities? I'm creating a post office. Oh, that is so cool. Thank you, Kavita. You can do some poetry writing with it too, rhyming. You can do menus. Yeah, you can see, the thing is, once you've got the ideas, you can adapt it. You can adapt the ideas. So if you're doing food and menus, you change it to menus. Wonderful. We got lots of people writing circle writing. Yes, circle writing is lots of fun. Okay, so we're going to take some ideas with diaries. Yep. Wonderful. Wonderful. Fantastic. Can use puzzles as well. Yeah. So these are some of the resources that I referred to when I was preparing for the presentation. I will share these in the Facebook. I got people using both. Cool. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for coming. I will share the links. Rania, yes.
Yes, can I ask, thank you everyone for attending this amazing webinar. Could you please fill in the feedback form before we share the certificate link? So I'm sharing the feedback form in the chat. Could you please fill it in? Everyone's thanking you, Anne, for this interesting webinar. Very practical ideas and fun.
Yeah. And we now can justify why we have so much fun in our classes, because it actually helps with learning. It builds the knowledge. And I think that that's a really important thing. We don't just say it's not just having fun. It's not just having chaos. It actually helps with learning. And it enables our students to learn. So now you have the knowledge to justify why you're doing it. Would you like me to share the QR code for the certificate now? Yep. Okay. So then everybody, here is the QR code for the certificate. So scan for your certificate. Rania, do you have the link for the certificate that you could share in the chat? Yeah, maybe the QR code is not working so well. There's also Rania has also shared the link for the certificate in the chat. So
Yeah.
you choose
Y-
what you want.
Yeah, and it's better. I mean, actually, you need to have a laptop to download it. So you download it and then you write your name.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay. You need to download it before you can write your name.
Yeah, but I've just clicked on the link. Actually, I've just tried the link. It's working. I've just tried it.
Mhm. You might have to sign in with a with an email. Okay. And this is what's coming up today. So today at 5:30 time in Cairo, Nadia is going to have a tech talk, and she's going beyond basics. And I'm sure, and I know that it will be really, really fascinating. And so this is today at 5:30. So please join if you have a spare moment. And then Mohammed, in his series, Empowering Teachers series, he's looking at transforming challenges into opportunities in large classes. So we have challenges in our large classes, but we also have opportunities. So this is what he's looking at. So I hope that you're able to join one or both of these very, very interesting webinars in our mini series. Now, I'm also going to let you know that there is a very good British Council website. I use this website a lot, and it's the British Council Teaching English website. You don't even need to have the address. Just type in Teaching English, and it will appear. And you will find on this website articles, links to lesson plans, ideas to help you extend your teaching, to help you develop, and also help you to put some a bit maybe to add ideas to your classes. It's particularly it's actually one of my favorite websites. I use it quite a lot. And one more thing before we sign off, there is also in the same website, if you look at the training, there are opportunities to join. Oh, my slides are playing games with me again. There are training opportunities, and there are several free online courses right now. So looking at planning, how to teach reading, and assessing learning. So these are some free online courses that are currently available until near the end of March. So you just have to go to www.teachingenglish.org.uk. Just type in Teaching English and the website will come up. You don't need to actually even remember the address. And of course, if you like using QR codes, we've got other platforms that we can use. So we have things for our YouTube channel, the British Council YouTube channel. We have the Facebook group, LinkedIn, and feedback form. So all of these are available using the QR code. And everybody, that's it. Thank you
They're
so
facing
much.
a problem. They're not able to edit their certificate.
Oh dear.
Hmm. It
So Well, we'll just wait here, everybody. No certificate.
Okay. Has anyone managed? Okay, they're not able. Has anyone managed to write their name or?
You need to have a laptop to do it.
Mm.
Let me see if I.
Okay, okay, some of them managed to write, so I think it's working. So you need a laptop. If you're doing it on phone, it won't work.
Yeah. So what you need to do is to save the link onto your phone and email it to yourself. So somebody's actually downloaded it onto the laptop. So you need to save the link and then email it to yourself.
Okay, I can say that they are all trying to write before downloading it because I could see. So you need to download it first and then you write. Okay, I can see many of you here trying to write on the document itself, on the Google document. No, try to download it first and then add your name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be sharing some links for the WhatsApp groups if you are interested in primary groups or teaching education, teacher education or speaking club. We still have some spots, okay, some spots available if you would like to join them. So yes, the feedback form and the certificate form. These are the two things that you're supposed to do. I'll be sharing the certificate link, certificate link again before we say goodbye and give you a break before you join Nadia's webinar.
Oh, it says heavy
Okay.
traffic. Well, there is like 300, over 300 of you at this webinar. So there is heavy traffic.
Okay.
Yes, you actually have to download it. Don't try to change the document without downloading it. You won't be allowed to do that.
Okay, here's the link again. Please save the link on your phone.
And then email it to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Laughter learns. Yeah. So we need to laugh about this too, everybody. Remember, we learn how to use this by laughing at the same time. So remember, we learn more when we laugh. Mm-hmm.
And somebody asked, how can I download it? So go to File, and then you'll find Download.
It's an arrow that has it has an arrow going down. So yeah, it's very similar to when you download something from any other document. Yeah. You have to
Thank
add
you
your
very
own.
much, Anne. Thank you very much.
You have to add your own name. You have to write your own name in. Okay.
I've just shared the 3 groups. There are some spots actually left. If all the WhatsApp groups are full, we are going to open new ones. And if you follow the Mina Facebook page, we post all the links there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. And have a lovely evening. And I hope that you're able to join Nadia's Tech Talk and Mohammed's talk on changing on the opportunities, changing opportunities in large classes, changing challenges in large classes to opportunities. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been lovely chatting with you. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time, right, Rania?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.